Rabbi and Cantor, you'll let me know?
We will let you know.
Thank you so much.
Is everyone okay if I take a picture? Our first Friday night service back in person?
Sure. I think she's asking the people who are actually.
It's not of you. You're not a picture.
Going on Facebook.
Going on.
Oh, there's George.
That is not worse.
Hey, Ronnie.
Oh, there she is.
Barbara?
What is
it?
No, I didn't. But I'm spending very little time on Facebook right now because every time I go on, I see this stuff with the support group. And it just freaks me out. We're not on mute, by the way.
What is it?
We got a minion. We got a minion.
We're going to start in a few minutes, my Zoom friends.
Okay.
Sorry, what? No, she's at home. Right. It's a Zoom world. Hi, Ronnie. Hi, Becky. Hi. Shabbat shalom. I like your glittery dress. Purple and sparkle. Congratulations, Rabbi. Thank you. It's been a great week. There will be more ice cream. There will be another ice cream truck with it. I think in the not too distant future.
Oh, I can tell you exactly when if people are asking about the ice cream truck.
Oh, it's coming again. Ooh.
Well, you have to be this big.
Please.
You have to be dedicated to learning.
I may be okay. I may be okay there.
Right, Cheryl, you may fit.
I'm dedicated to learning.
The older I get, the closer I'll get to fitting. It'll work.
We'll make it work.
And I'm dedicated to learning.
Then you too can have a second round of ice cream.
That was one of the highlights of the weekend. I had many people that were excited by the ice cream truck.
I got it.
I had no transportation last Sunday.
Feed them and they will come.
Hi, Greenbergs.
Hello.
Oh, hi, Lois. Hi, Benny.
Oh, hi, how are you?
Good, good. How are you doing?
We're good. Withstanding the storm?
Oh my God, that window there is crazy.
Yeah.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. This is our first service both in the sanctuary and on Zoom. So for the sanctuary, I've muted all our Zoom friends as we are ready to begin the service.
Shabbat Shalom. My name is John Rockhind, and on behalf of Congregation Beth Chaim, it is an honor to welcome you to our Shabbat service this evening as we Zoom from the sanctuary. We want to maintain a warm and welcoming feeling for these services and create a sacred space that will inspire prayer. For those of you on Zoom, please help us by staying muted unless the clergy invites you to unmute and participate. You are welcome, however, to write in the chat box. And while we'll not be able to hear one another, we would love for everyone on Zoom to sing with us. All of the liturgy will be displayed on the screen to help you follow along. For those praying in person, we ask that you sing in your hearts to keep our in-person participants safe. And although we are physically separated and wearing these masks, we are all one community in prayer and celebration. If you have any trouble with the technology, our Director of Lifelong Education, Ann Berman-Waldorf, will be happy to assist you. Thank you for joining us in prayer and celebration this evening.
Shalom Aleichem, Malchei Hasharet, Malchei Elyon, Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Kochem L'Shalom, Malchei Hashalom, Malchei Elyon, Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Malchuni L'Shalom, Malchei Hashalom, Malchei Elyon, Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seitchem L'Shalom, Malchei Hashalom, Malchei Elyon, Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Welcome to everyone who is with us tonight in person, by Zoom, and by YouTube. We have much to celebrate tonight. This is our first in-person Friday night service for our congregation in many months, and the first in the sanctuary in even longer. I left my yoga pants at home tonight. I am delighted to see some of our members in 3 dimensions. Today was the Jewish holiday of Lag BaOmer, or the 33rd day of the 7-week period between Passover and Shavuot. While the Omer is regularly marked with traditions of mourning, the 33rd day is supposed to be a break from sadness, filled with picnics and bonfires and fun outdoor activities. Therefore, we had hoped to pray together outside this evening, but Mother Nature had other plans. Also, you may have heard that the Lag BaOmer celebrations at Mount Meron in Israel, the geographic epicenter of this holiday, ended with a stampede that killed at least 45 attendees. Our thoughts and prayers are with everyone who experienced a loss in this senseless and still mysterious tragedy. While our celebration is tinged with sorrow, let us find comfort in the strength of community. In that vein, tonight we honor all of the volunteers who give of their time and energy to support our synagogue. These are the members of our committees and task forces, our auxiliaries and board of directors, without whom our congregation could not do its sacred work. And last but not least, this Shabbat we celebrate Sarah Safronoff, who will be called to the Torah tomorrow morning as one of Beth Chaim's B'nai Mitzvah. I now invite Sarah and the Safronoff family to lead us in candle lighting and Kiddush. Rubina, you'll start us off in English.
O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Let us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter the sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love.
Hannah, if you'll light our candles. And your sister will lead us in the blessing as soon as they are lit.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. And now you can fill the Kiddush cup as we turn to our blessing of joy for this holy day. All right, whenever you're ready, Sarah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'avu ratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh b'reishit ki hu yom tehillah lemirai kodesh zecher litziat Mitzrayim kivanu b'charta ve'otanu קידשת מכל העמים ושבת קודשך באהוב רצון הנחתנו ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
Amen. L'chaim. And you can just leave it right on the table. We call it the slip and sip. And Marina will close out with your reading. Bless you.
There are days when we seek things for ourselves and measure pleasure by what we do not gain. On Shabbat, we seek not to acquire but to share. There are days when we exploit nature as if we were a horn of plenty that can never be exhausted. On Shabbat, we stand in wonder before the mystery of creation. There are days when we act as if we cared nothing for the rights of others. On Shabbat, we remember that justice is our duty and a better world our goal. So we embrace Shabbat, day of rest, day of wonder, day of peace.
Thank you all. We look forward to celebrating you more tomorrow morning. You're welcome to go back to your seats, and I invite all of our friends on Zoom to type messages of congratulations in the chat box so that Anne can save those and send them on to Sarah later. We'll now continue with Lecha Dodi, our song of gratitude that our beloved Shabbat has arrived.
Lecha Dodi לקראת כלה, בין שבת גיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם תפארת ולתהילה לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פן שבת נקבלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פן שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי מקור הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פן שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פן שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, אורי שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פן שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פן שבת נקבלה. בואי לשלום מטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצולה, תוך אמונה סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פן שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פן שבת נקבלה.
I invite our friends on Zoom to unmute and greet each other Shabbat Shalom. Turn to the folks in the sanctuary and greet each other Shabbat Shalom. It's so good to be together.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Hope nobody flew away today. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom, Cheryl.
Shabbat shalom, Cher.
Sanctuary, you need to unmute yourself.
את אדוני המבורך, ברכו את אדוני המבורך, ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד, ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד.
In the beginning, emptiness and chaos, a great darkness over the deep. The Spirit of God moved over the waters, explosion of light, the long chain of emerging life. Behold, it was very good. The Shabbat candles evoke the very first light. Out of the darkness came reason, purpose, consciousness of beauty, the power to discern and do what is right. Let us hold the light in our hearts. Let us bring it with us into the darkest corners of creation. Where there is pain and fear, let us offer the light of love.
אהבת עולם בית ישראל, עמך אהבת, עמך אהבת. תורה ומצוות נשיח בחוקיך, ונשמח בדברי תורתך ומצוותיך לעולם ועד, כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, והם נגע יומם ולילה, נגע יומם ולילה. ואהבתך תסיר ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל, אוהב עמו ישראל. ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד.
Please be seated.
יא לה לה יא לה 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 יא לה 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 ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך. לה לה יא לה 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 יא לה 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 יא לה 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 יא לה 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 לה. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנו אומרים צווך היום על לבבך. לה לה יא לה 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 יא לה 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 ושיננתם בבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך ושרתם נאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך, על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. יא לה יא לה 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 יא לה 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 למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם באלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Between Egypt and Sinai by Alden Solovey. Between Egypt and Sinai, there's only the journey. The long march from what was to what might be. From servitude to service, from pain to purpose, from Pharaoh to God's holy mountain. Some days, more than I care to admit, I am closer to Egypt than Sinai, closer to narrowness of mind and constriction of heart. Still, I see the mountain and rededicate myself to the destination. Between Egypt and Sinai, there's only one question. Are we ready to become a nation of priests, guided by Torah, serving God, the Jewish people, and all of humanity with our hands, with our souls, and with our lives.
Mi kamoch ba'elim Adonai, mi kamoch nehtar b'kodesh, norat tehilot nosei pereh, norat tehilot nosei pereh. Malchutecha ra'u banecha, ke'ayam k'moshe u'Miriam, ze'eliyanu ve'amru, ze'eliyanu ve'amru. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. בני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים, את השמיים והארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Rise to the Amidah.
יגיד תהילתך, ופי יגיד תהילתך. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Shaddai Tika. Na 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 Ufi yagi tehilatecha. Ufi yagi tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, וקונה הכל וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה מלך עוזר מושיע ומגן ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני בחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בגבורות, ומדומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישוע, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש, ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
Please be seated. We turn our thoughts to gratitude, and so we want to share in all the blessings in our lives with our sacred community tonight. If you're on Zoom, please type in the chat box. But would anyone in their sanctuary like to say thank you for a blessing? Arlene.
I'm thankful that we're inside and I see people.
Thankful to be inside with others. Fantastic. Other blessings. Grateful for our B'nai Mitzvah students like Sarah. We're so excited to be celebrating you. And we'll pause here to say thank you.
Modim anachnu lach, modim anachnu lach.
And Rabbi Blum is thankful for you. It's been a fantastic week plus, so lots of gratitude to go around. Other blessings. Birthdays, anniversaries. Oh, we see some blessings in the chat box. I can't see, but they're really great. Also, I'm really grateful that for the summer-like weather we had this week, but the cold is coming back. One more thank you.
Modim anachnu lach, modim anachnu lach.
Included in every Jewish Shabbat service is a prayer for peace. This prayer is a cornerstone of traditions in many countries, regardless of their religious practices. This Shabbat, May 1st, is such a day in France. It is La Fête du Muguet, a day when you exchange lily of the valley with those for whom you care and those you wish good luck and prosperity. It is a gesture of goodwill regardless of how our opinions may differ. I thank our congregant Keith Sachs for sharing this intention with me so that I could share it with all of you. Victor Hugo wrote in his book, Les Miserables, even the darkest night will end,
Make it louder.
the sun will rise. In our world, so full of pain, unhappiness, and lack of understanding for others, can there be a more appropriate expression of understanding and good feelings that we, as individuals, can express than to reach out to all the people of the world with this beautiful symbol of the French lily of the valley. This expression of good wishes and understanding of each other has stood the test of time. First celebrated in the 16th century, it is now expressed to more than just loved ones, and its message is more universal. To unite the world's people and bring understanding and mutual appreciation to all the peoples of the world, regardless of their faith or country's traditions. To end the wars and suffering that have become too much an integral part of life. The practice was loved by our late congregant Renee Sachs, and she looked forward to celebrating it each year. In May, she would gather sprigs of muguet from her garden and create little bouquets for her family, friends, and students as the expression of her admiration to each of them. We hope you will embrace this beautiful gesture, and in doing so, create a fresh, empathetic, and extraordinary annual diplomatic expression. So to you, we extend our best wishes for luck, prosperity, and peace in the coming year.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Kasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Kasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim leolam. B'tov benecha levarech et amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim leolam. Baruch atah Adonai המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום. שלום רב על ישראל עמך שים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך שים לעולם. שים לעולם. שים לעולם.
We now take a few moments to offer up the prayers of our own hearts as we sit in silence.
רצון לפי והגיון ליבי לפניך אדוני צורי אדוני צורי וגואלי
Our thoughts now turn to those in need of healing, healing of the body, healing of the mind, healing of the heart, and healing of the soul. If you are keeping someone in your thoughts and prayers on Zoom, I invite you to type in the chat box. In the sanctuary, I invite you to share names out loud. We also keep in our thoughts and prayers Rhoda Schwartz, Arlene Grable, Teddy Molaski, Noah Hecker, Marvin and Ginny Gittleman, Betty Abramowitz, Bob Gast, Chaim Ben Esther, Elaine Berkowitz, Barbara Gladstone, Rosalie Krieger, Piper Fitzpatrick, Dorothy Chason, Jill Saba, Yisrael Binyamin, Arlene Mullery Pearl, Lisa Schur, Claire Munkachi, Louis Baskin, Erica Taylor, Sandra Schachter, the Weisberg and Evans family, Bernard Greenwald, Allison Schaffman Flood, Gail Malter, Avram Glazer, Iris Horowitz, the Aflalo Faye Urkel family, Scott Horowitz, Nikki Van Rensburg, Frank Waldorf, Sharon Fallitz, Lisa Garwood, Dave Hughesman, Howard Salas, Catherine Isnardi, Yosefa Chaya Shoshana Bat Racha Leah, Shendel Bat Bela Freda, Chana Bat Elka, Chava Bat Miriam, Chaya Liba Bat Zeta, Manya Blima Bat Malka, Sandy Lohman, Menachem Mendel Ben Rachel, James Block, Yehuda Shmuel Yaakov Ben Chana Liba, Yom Tov Chaim Ben Chaya Liba, Aharon Ben Chaya Liba, Marilyn Silverberg, Louis Jacobs, and all those in India and Pakistan suffering from COVID-19, and many more around the world.
משברך אבותינו, אברהם, יצחק ויעקב. משברך אמותינו, שרה, רבקה, לאה ורחל. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well. Bless us with the power of your healing, bless us with the power of your hope. May our hearts be filled with understanding and strengthened by the power of your love. Misheberach Avotenu, Abraham, Yitzchak v'Yaakov. Misheberach Imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah v'Rachel. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well.
Mentioned earlier that tonight is Volunteer Shabbat. The month of April is National Shabbat, National Volunteer Celebration Month. And so we get it in right under the wire on the last day of April. And we want to express our gratitude for all those in our community who volunteer to make our synagogue stronger. This week's Torah portion is Emor, and we're going to hear more about it tomorrow morning from Sarah. But one of the key words in the Parsha is the Hebrew word moed, which means, it can be translated a few ways, but a sacred appointment, sacred season, a sacred festival, a sacred time, a sacred moment. And our Torah portion outlines for us different sacred moments on the Jewish calendar, but what didn't make it into the Torah was Volunteer Shabbat. So we're squeezing it in, and it's on par with things like Sukkot and Rosh Hashanah, Passover and Shavuot. We definitely want to be sure to express our deeply held gratitude. And so I'm going to invite our temple president, Rhonda Wydra, to speak with us from Zoom. And then we'll invite all of our volunteers to either wave at the screen or stand at their seat so that we can celebrate you and have all of you share in a reading together. So I turn it over to Rhonda.
Rabbi, thank you so much. And I'm so happy this Volunteer Shabbat is on this very exciting night that we're having services back in the synagogue for those who wish to be there. So it's doubly special tonight. Our volunteers are amazing. I mean, it really takes a village, as we know, but at Beth Chaim in this past year, volunteers have gone above and beyond. Every group didn't let COVID-19 stop them. They had programming and ideas, and they worked very hard to do things differently in light of some of the challenges we had with the building closed. So I can't thank them enough. I'm in awe of our volunteers. It's really what inspires me as your president when I see how hard people work. I want to let you know that if you missed our annual meeting, we actually put together a little PowerPoint that listed all of our committees and all of the accomplishments those committees did in the past year, as well as their members. And right now that is on the homepage of our website. I encourage you to read through that to really get an understanding of what's going on, sometimes quietly behind the scenes. I also urge you, if you do not volunteer yourself, please do. If you're not sure where to volunteer, please contact me. I can assure you, you will get way more back than you give. So from me, thank you to all of our volunteers who've made my job a lot easier. Again, you inspire me every single week here. So thank you so much.
All right, Karen, do we have our blessing for everybody? All right, the folks who are here, if you serve on a committee, a task force, or the board, I ask you to stand at your seat. I see some of you. If you're on Zoom, wave at the screen. Oh, very nice, very nice. Do you have the English, Tanner?
It's on there.
Before this.
I didn't. I'm sorry. I didn't.
Yeah, the prayer for volunteers.
Did not realize.
Rhonda, do you have the words?
I have English.
Go for it. You'll lead
Okay.
it. I'll tag you with the Hebrew.
Okay. So here is a prayer for all of our Beth Chaim volunteers. Connected with members of our congregation, we come before you, eternal God. When we share our happiness with one another, it becomes greater. When we share our trouble, it seems smaller. May we never be too selfish to give of our time and our hearts, not too proud to receive the support of friends in our moments of need. In giving and receiving, we are touched by your presence as we continue to discover the gifts and blessings of sacred community. We reaffirm our commitment to Congregation Beth Chaim and the blessings that flow from what we share, the experience and wisdom of adults, the hopes of the young, and the examples of care and courage which sustain us. We think of the future of our community and are united by its sacred mission. We are grateful for the friendships we make when we volunteer our time and the good that we bring when we are one in spirit. May each of us find joy when we are together as we give thanks for the ability to reach out to one another in service to you.
And together we say, Amen.
Amen.
We begin every single board meeting and several other meetings as well with the following prayer that really reminds us of the sacred purpose that we are all here for. So I invite you to join me. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu la'asok b'tzorchei tzibor. Tanner.
אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו בזמן הזה ברוך אתה וקימנו והגיענו הזמן הזה.
Thank you, God, for enabling us to reach this moed, this special time and occasion, and thank you to each and every one of our dedicated volunteers. In the spirit of praise, I ask everyone to please rise as we turn to Aleinu, our prayer praising God and reminding us to partner with the divine to make this world a better place.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד ארץ, ומושב עיקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו וגבהי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
I invite you to take a seat. The light of life is a finite flame. Like the Shabbat candles, life is kindled, it burns, it glows. It is radiant with warmth and beauty. But soon it fades, its substance is consumed, and it is no more. In light we see, in light we are seen, the flames dance and our lives are full. But as night follows day, the candle of our life burns down and gutters. There is an end to the flames. We see no more and are no more seen, yet we do not despair. For we are more than a memory slowly fading into the darkness. With our lives we give life. Something of us can never die. We move in the eternal cycle of darkness and death, of light and life. If you are remembering a loved one this Shabbat, I invite you to stand when you hear their name. Our congregant Lisa Jasper is in the period of Shiva as she's mourning her mother, Marlena Elkin. And our congregant Carol Ann Lapinto Blank is in the period of Shloshim, the first 30 days of mourning for her sister, Rebecca Lynn Lapinto Moran. And remember the following yard sites, the anniversary of the passing of these loved ones: Jacob Goldstein, Irving Lippitz, Larry Becker, Bella Gotti, Ada Kaminsky, Louis Elliott Janowski, Larry Becker, Tamara Seletsky, Cynthia Curer, Jacob Gruber, Margaret Sherman, Louis Eisenberg, Sylvia Weintraub, Estelle Zeller, Natalie Rosenfeld, Irving Pudakowski, Solomon Meyer, Ruth Knoll, Harry Kossower, Hyman Garfunkel, Sylvia Pinter, and John Kelly. In their memory and all others, we rise together as one community for Mourners Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadosh Shemei Rabbah. V'alma divrach yirtei, v'amlich malchutei, v'chayechon u'vyomechon, u'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kari v'imru, amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevarach L'Alam U'Almei Almaya Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitromam V'yitnaseh V'yithadar V'yitaleh V'yitalal Shemei Kudisha Richu Le'ela Minkol Birchata V'shirata Tushbechata V'nechemata Za'amiran V'alma V'imru Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabbah Min Shemaya V'chaim Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'mromav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Zichronam livracha. May their memories always be a blessing. I ask you to please be seated as we welcome John Rockheim back up to the podium.
Hello again. On behalf of the Board of Directors of Congregation Beth Chaim, thank you for joining us this evening for our Shabbat service honoring our volunteers. Tomorrow morning, our weekly Torah study will be held indoors in the multi-purpose room at 8:45 a.m. At 10:30 a.m., Sarah Savanoff will be called to the Torah as one of Beth Chaim's B'nai Mitzvah. You're welcome to join us via Zoom to wish the Savanoff family a hearty Mazel Tov. Big day this Sunday, starting at 9 a.m. with Learning in the Lot, followed by Zoom school and religious school enrichment at 11 a.m. Men's Club is meeting with scholarship presentations at 9 a.m. A security supplemental meeting will take place on Tuesday at 7 p.m. And this Wednesday, we have religious school at 4:30 p.m. and 7 p.m., a house committee meeting at 7 p.m., and the reopening task force meeting at 8:30 p.m. Thursday, we have a special Sisterhood virtual author talk with Evelyn Grossman to hear about her book, Hidden in Berlin, at 7 p.m. Then at 8 p.m., the Reimagined Jews Task Force will meet. Next Friday, we'll have the band back together for a rock Shabbat service, hopefully under the stars at 7 p.m. Visit our website, bethchaim.org, for more details about upcoming events. Thank you, as always, for being a valued member of our community, and Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
All right. Back from last week by popular demand. We are gifts, we are blessings, we are history in song. We are hope, we are healing, we are learning to be strong. We are words, we are stories, we are pictures of the past. We are carriers of wisdom, not the first and not the last. Dor vador nahid godelecha. Dor vador we protect this chain. From generation to generation. Dor vador, these lips will praise your name. Looking back on the journey that we carry in our heart, from the shadow of the mountain to the waters that would part. We are blessed and we are holy, we are children of your way, and the words that bring us meaning we will have the strength to say. Dor vador nahid godelecha. Dor vador we protect this chain. From generation to generation. Dor vador, these lips will praise your name. Dor vador nahid godelecha. Dor vador, we protect this chain. From generation to generation. Dor vador, these lips will praise your name.
Ask everyone to rise one last time as we close out our service together. We are so incredibly grateful for this community from generation to generation on the eve of our 50th anniversary. Thank you to all the volunteers who make this sacred work possible. Thank you to the families who bolster our community. And thank you to all who are passing on this tradition to all those who come after them, their students, their children, and their grandchildren. And we conclude tonight with our priestly benediction, one of our many legacies passed down the door by door from generation to generation.
Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless us and protect us.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May God's light shine upon us, and may God be gracious to us.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
May we always feel that God's presence is near, and may we be blessed with the greatest gift of all, the gift of peace.
Amen.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat
Shabbat
shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.